All right, what's up, y'all? Awesome Nobody here, host of the Awesome Nobody podcast. Picking up where I left off, Swiss Beats just dropped an episode on the Breakfast Club where he did an interview and he answered a lot of in-depth questions. So this is my fourth part, my breakdown, and just getting through the interview and then also doing a deep dive into what he's saying. I love music. I'm a hip hop historian, and I just appreciate the contribution of Swiss Beats and DMX. So you know what I'm saying. So let's listen to the interview and let's break it down.
Crazy stuff, but we'll have a prayer happening before some wild stuff is jumping off. And I'm like, you praying right now? Always pray before you have food. He just was always that. You know what I'm saying? I only knew him for that. And he shared that with the world from since day one, praying in front of 50,000 people on the stage. I couldn't believe he was doing. I
And
said, I'm
yo,
about to pray
so on a
before.
deeper note, I mean, he sort of the topic sort of came up like, when did DMX become so religious? I said that I thought he grew up, in his grandmother and foster care. He said that on Slipping, and and I said like a lot of older people, especially around then, they were heavily backed by the church. I mean, and like you would hear people be like Jesus, Lord, and then like that energy, and then you would see the response that as a kid, I'm sure he would see the response that somebody got, whether it was grandmother, and so he just adapted that to his style in front of crowd, and he probably had him in the church speaking to the church, so he probably what do you go by what you knew? So all DMX probably knew was to speak that Lord stuff in front of the church as he was rapping, because he probably got the best response. On the BET documentary, I mean, he did break down a lot of stuff as far as like him rapping and him kind of following the Cold Crush crew and being like an early '80s rapper. But then he really got into his own when the dog came out. And then the dog was, it's sort of like a character. I know it's him, but it's like a character when you think about it. I mean, wait till the movie come out. You already know that's gonna happen. Wait till the movie come out. Wait till the DMX movie come out. Who gonna play DMX in the movie? Who gonna play DMX in the movie? I mean, I always prefer like an unknown actor. You know what I'm saying? But I hope it's like a theatrical release and not like I'm saying, a VH1 movie. But I'm sure Swiss and a lot of people gonna have a lot of stuff to do with it. I'm sure that's why everybody was so happy around the time of, I'm saying, the funeral. Like, we just all gonna get along because it's just a lot of stuff going on. May the man rest in peace, first of all. But there's a lot of money
The
made
crowd is a
when a
show,
rapper
dog. He's like,
dies.
nah, they need it. And when I
And
started
people
seeing
need to pray.
thugs
That's
and
another thing I was saying too. Like,
gangbangers crying in
what's
the
the
crowd,
reason why it works? The reason why it works is because people need prayer in their life, right? They need prayer in their life. And so why not? If people who don't go to church only getting prayer in two places, right? When they curse and when DMX prays over you. That's the only two places.
that's he's on to something different, and
Plus,
He
nobody
just
was doing it at
anointed.
the
He
time.
always been. Like I always said that. You see X, you see God.
that's a fact.
That's it.
Now,
That's
there's
a
also
fact.
a Marvin Gaye sample on the album. How hard was that to clear?
Well, they cleaned us up for that one. They gave us a nice shape up with that one. But sometimes you got to let the artistry flow.
Yo.
You can't compromise it and try to make all the money from it. Like, I don't want nobody sounding like Marvin Gaye. I want, like, that's sexual healing. Like, they're gonna make you 90%, baby. And so give it to them. His estate deserve it.
90%.
And we chose to use the
Big
record, so
business.
that's on
Is
us.
there a lot more
Big business.
music, or he
90%.
didn't record as much as
We got a lot of music.
he had a lot more?
They got a lot of music. But like, I don't
Yeah,
want to
Swiss
just
got it all.
because this question has been coming up. Like, everybody been saying, like, is it going to be another this, another that? For me, it's like
I can't even fix my face after
he
that.
worked so hard on this record. Like, I don't really want to tamper with things unless it can be better than this record.
Gotcha.
You see what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to just put things out.
Yeah, none of that
Even with
rose
the
in the
footage that
broken
we have,
concrete
we
crap.
recorded the
Like,
whole
no
process of the
disrespect.
album, and it's like we could have been putting that footage out right now, leading up to the album. But I'm like,
The
let's do
DMX movie
something
coming.
masterful with it. Let's treat it as art and curate it to where that it adds to his legacy, and it's not just a blip of a moment that
Mhm.
seems like it works, but you still don't really understand the whole story. Like, he deserved for the whole body to be curated, his story, especially even like working on this album and the footage.
Mhm.
It should be like, it should feel like something real, and so that's the goal. A lot of people got footage on dog, and it's like, yo, everybody out there that got the footage on, just curate, man. You know what I'm saying? Just just think about the legacy and not just put something out just to say you have it,
This X album, man, Exodus is very special. And I think, this is just my opinion,
Can't wait to listen to
that
it. Next time I
musically
get in the
it's
car.
the best DMX album ever. You would know better than anybody. What do you think?
I agree with you. I agree with you.
That's a
because,
big statement. He
the
hyping
thing
it.
that I love
Charlemagne
about the
hyping
album
it.
is
Hold on.
X embraced
Did
his age.
Charlemagne just
Mhm.
hype
You know what I'm
it? Did Charlemagne just overhype the DMX album? Now, look, first of all, this is the dog we talking about. And yes, I'm using it like Swizz. There's no overhyping him, but yo, that's a tall order to say this is the greatest DMX album. Now, listen, I'm a big fan. I was there when it first released. You know what I'm saying? I remember going to the store, purchasing the CD, you know what I'm saying? All that. So don't question me about what I'm talking about. And that doesn't make me an expert, but I'm just saying that that's a tall order because, I mean, Rough Riders anthem, like that's monumental. Like that's monumental. You get what I'm saying? Like that's beyond just the anthem. That's a monumental thing that DMX has right there. I haven't heard any records off there that's bigger than that. So, I mean, I feel like there's pop singles, there's big singles, and then there's complete works of album of art, right? Complete works of music. So I guess they saying complete works of music because when I listen to the old DMX albums, I kind of drifted. I'm not the biggest, I'm a huge fan, right? But I'm not the most diehard fan. So like I'll, you know what I'm saying, more the radio cuts, I will die off. I have played, in the time played the album, you know what I'm saying? But since then my taste in music has changed a little bit. So I won't necessarily say I like everything on the old album. So I can't hear what he's saying, but like just listening to the songs that I've heard, like with him and the Locks, you know what I mean, him and Griselda, you know what I'm saying, Bath Salts, like it is a complete album. That's what I think he mean. Not saying like it ever will outshadow players Rough Riders anthem. Sorry, but that's just one single. This is a complete work of album. It's a complete project.
saying? Like he was cool with being 50.
Yep.
And when I look back at a lot of the artists, the legends, when they come back, they try to like jump in the game that's happening now. You have no experience in that game, and it actually ages you more when you do that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So when I seen X starting to understand, like, yo, you just got to be you, and then I can curate around that, and we could bring the energy to you as
You gotta
needed.
be you.
Yeah, you don't
Wow.
have to compromise. X. You know what I'm saying?
Wow. That's a big statement. And that resonates more than just at him as a mega star. Like that goes for you. Like you have to be you. You know what I'm saying? Find your thing, your shtick, as they say. You know what I'm saying? Find the thing that makes you special. Like what do you have to bring when you do your songs? Is it a call sign? Is it a thing? Like what do you have that's different? Because think about it. Oh, everybody walks around here like everybody's different. No, you're all the same, all the same. There's things that will make you different, but you have to highlight them. And it's all about highlighting your strong points. And so, I mean, that makes sense. And I just latched onto that. Like you have to be you. You know what I'm saying? And DMX had to be him.
Saying like I'm not gonna put you on a trap beat just to talking about streams and spins and stuff like that. Let's just do what we do. You know what I'm
That's
saying?
exactly
And people that
right.
love it and I want to hear something different. They're gonna rock with it. But we got to be who we are.
That's a
Like, Afro Little
fact.
Baby and Dirk pushed their album back just to show respect for X's album coming out.
Is it official?
Yeah, they pushed it back.
That's a blessing.
Mhm.
That's a blessing.
Let him
I
eat, let the
respect
dog
that, You know
eat.
what I'm saying? Like I was hearing about it, but like I'm not expecting people to do certain things. You know what I'm saying? Because everybody got,
How
they
you gonna
got their,
ask
like,
Yee? Is
they
that
got it-
official?
They got it plans for and things like that.
She did
but,
take a shot at him earlier.
Shout out to those brothers for doing something like that, and I like it because it's a great representation of the youth. That's a real stand up move, and X definitely appreciate that, and I appreciate that.
What was different about making this album compared to other X albums?
Man, it was a real plan and play.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? Like this is like when we did Flesh of My Flesh, Blood of My Blood. Like it was Flesh of My Flesh, Blood of My Blood, then Exodus. When we had this particular chemistry where it was uninterrupted, because you gotta understand, X went so far, so fast that everybody had their hand in the pot. So the label, they sending these producers and sending this and sending that, and X he was so out of here. He's just like he's just doing anything a lot of times just to get out the studio and go have fun. This album in Flesh of My Flesh, it was more of a plan, and and he was
That makes
a
sense.
part of the plan, and he was conscious of the plan, and he was curating.
They treated him like
the
a regular
plan, because,
artist.
like, for me, my
Jesus
my
Christ.
relationship with X is different.
They treated him
I
like a
don't tell
regular
him what to
artist.
do. Like, if this is his project, I ask him what we should do. A lot of people like to exclude X from different things and talk to him like an artist. No, you gotta talk to X like a human. He's a very intelligent.
Come on, Uncle
X is
DNY.
very, very intelligent. Like that. You talking about the Bible? Forget reading. He memorized the Bible. He can quote you any chapter at any given time of the Bible, the Quran, the Torah. X read so many books. Like, he would sit there and have a conversation with people. I'm like, what? When did you read this? You know what I'm saying? And people were like, the only other person I seen like that was Mike Tyson. You know what I mean? I went to visit Mike Tyson. He had books like this, and he's opening up pages and talking to me. And I'm like, yo, these guys are special. You see what I'm saying? They misunderstood, but these are real special people. I mean, like, Mike Tyson got pigeons for pets. Like, that tells you his whole story.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? X got his dogs. That tell you his whole story. Like, anybody that connect to animals and things like that, you know that they have a good heart. And I've seen the similarities between Tyson and X a lot. A lot of people say Pac and X, but I don't. The only thing I
This
see
on
that
the
they have
acting.
the same as bald heads.
And that's the acting.
You know what I'm
Pac
saying?
and
Like,
X.
everything else was just different. Like, Pac had his own lane, X had his own lane, and people like to compare them because they both said deep things.
Right.
But yeah, man, it's been crazy.
I didn't know y'all was supposed to sign to Death Row. That fucked me up.
Nah, we wasn't supposed to.
I saw something. I saw DNY.
Charlemagne.
Suge out in LA, and
that's for a different reason.
That was some beef. That was no. There was solid.
It wasn't really a beef. It was more so. It was like
what?
A small, strong, kind of muscling type of situation that. My uncles and them had to go out there and have a different conversation with Death Row at that time. It's like, yo, we not pressing you for Pac. Don't press us for X.
Wait a minute.
Sugar, my family became super cool, and it was a real quick moment.
And X and Pac had met, right? Didn't he?
Wait. Rough Rider. Oh wait, no, got Nori on here. Wait. I gotta run it back. Damn. For some reason, I don't remember this. Oh, okay. Rough Rider CEO Wild Story DMX meeting Tupac almost signing. Okay. Rough Rider CEO YD set up a DMX Tupac standoff at Death Row. What? Let's see. All right, must be this one. This is only 2 minutes, so we can watch this one.
I also even had a standoff between Pac and DMX.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I caught them in the West Coast, so just that Pac was busy. He was in the room doing some meetings, so we couldn't really he couldn't come out and get his hands dirty. But I was the only one to get X and Pac together to actually get in the hallway to have a conversation.
Was there a collaboration possibly coming from that? Do you think?
Yeah, I mean, Pac was in his prime at that time. We was on our way because at that time we came West Coast. Death Row called us to come through because they came to the studio in Yonkers. I talked to Suge, so yo, come through. He came through, showed them love, whatever. And then from there, he was like, "Yo, y'all gotta come out to the West." So he flew us out. We came out, and then at that hotel, Pac was coming in, and then I hooked up with Pac with X. We didn't get to do the battle, but we did we seen Dr. Dre and all them. We never did. He should try to get us a deal. We didn't like the deal, so we didn't cross over. Because if I would have did that deal with I wouldn't have been Rough Riders. You know what I'm saying? And so I told the Suge, I said, listen, I know Dre's the man, but I got my own producers and everything.
PK and Dame Grease.
I can't
his
do
nephew.
a deal with you. And Dre is running he's got full access to all the producers and all us, we work hard here. So I can't have them. I can't have them just be exclusively to your team and my team.
That's
it's
real
not
business talk.
getting
That's real business
proper,
talk.
the proper situation. So we didn't do the deal. I backed down, and he didn't wanted the West Coast was bubbling crazy back then too. So the beauty of it is we didn't do the deal. Now we came out with Rough Riders. Lucky I made that decision so that we can become what we are. You know what I'm saying?
So and that just happens a lot. I mean, I'm sure. So Charlemagne knew what he was talking about, but Swizz, you know what I'm saying, being the person might not have known about that. You know what I'm saying? Because this is above Swizz. This is Wah and Dean, things that they might not have shared until now. That might have been the first time he ever shared that on the podcast. You know what I'm saying? Gave him an exclusive. Swizz talking about something else. I don't even think there's anything recorded about what Swizz say. But I mean, when D come out there, you know what I'm saying? Like that's normal business. But why when the older one come, when the older one, I think it's when the older brother come, man, that's when there's problem. You know what I'm saying? When the younger one, I'm looking up their name now. When the younger one come, it's business. When the older one there is problems. Yeah, D and Y. Which one is D? Which one is Y? Y. So Y is the younger one. D is the older one. Yeah. So when you see D, that means there's beef. Because he'll handle it one way. When it's Y, he gonna come talk to you. I mean, that's how it's gotta be. Not to bring up names, but like Supreme and Prince. You know what I'm saying? What 50 Cent say in Ghetto Quran? Check it out. But it's Y come up talk. And this, you know what I'm saying? He the businessman. The other one come and is not gonna be trying to do business. But that's dope that you know what I'm saying, they expressed that.
Did you ever reach out? Did you and Drake ever squash your things? I know one time.
Oh wait, that's all.
No, we haven't spoken yet. We haven't spoken. We haven't spoken.
Yo, he keep putting that out there. Bro, he keep putting that out there.
He's like, yo, you think we could go? I'm like, oh my gosh. You know what I'm saying? I done drove 3 hours. It's going to take us 5 hours to get there. And so I was like, and drove 3 hours. It's going to
run it back, my bad.
I went to go visit X, and he was upstate, on the timeout. I drove up there to go see him and just pop up on him and surprise him. And I went there. I drove one of my cars up there because he liked to drive and
believe me, I know.
You know what I'm saying? He want to have some fun. So I was like, you know what? Let's go have some fun. Just pop up on him, give him some good energy. Because he was in a different space at that time. And so we're in there chilling, and he's like, yo, Scarface is performing tonight. I was like, oh, that's what's up. Mind you, I drove 3 hours to go down there to go see him. And so he's like, yeah, Scarface is performing. Scarface. I was like, okay, that's good. I said, where's Scarface performing? And he said, in Boston. I said, oh, that's good. That's dope. I'm like, what the hell does he keep talking about this Scarface stuff? And he's like, yo, you think we could go? I'm like, oh my gosh. You know what I'm saying? I done drove 3 hours. It's going to take us 5 hours to get there. And so I was like, Boston, bro? Like, we can't, like, where's the rest of the shows at? You know what I'm saying? Why we got to go to Boston? And he was like, man, you know what I'm saying? Like, I just.
But I bet you wish you went now.
We need to go. And X don't ask me for things like that. So he said it like 2 more times. And I was like, you know what? Let me just take him to go see this damn Scarface.
Of course, bro.
You know what I'm saying?
Why not?
He keeps asking me for it. So we driving
5 hours.
5 hours.
And an uncomfortable exotic
Which means 5 hours back.
Oh, uncomfortable for 5 hours.
Uncomfortable for 5 hours. Ooh, we playing old school music.
He should have took a plane.
Like 2 hours into the drive, he turns down the music. And X was always way steps ahead of what you ever thought.
Mm-hmm.
He turns down the music and he said, you got something you could record me with? I'm like, what?
In the car.
Yo, Swizz skeptical. I mean, this a legendary dude you with. You don't witness this man make magic on multiple occasions. You question everything he do. Like, what? You want to go where? You want to do what? But he probably for his own hubris, he probably You know what I'm saying? Inflate his ego. He was probably like, "Yo, yeah, DMX, we can go. Oh yeah, I'm sure he got because what is he gonna tell this man no for? He ain't asking for nothing for physical. Like, let's go hang out. This your bro.
He begged like recording vocals, and I was like, I got my phone. He was like, like how can you record? I want to say some things. Like, how can you record me? And so I did the voice note, and the rest of the ride, like he told me his whole life story and recorded it. And I was like, this is why he wanted to go on the ride. And he was like, I want you to have this.
Wow.
So you know the truth, and anybody, you could let people know the truth of who I am. And this was 3 years ago, about 3 years now.
Are you gonna make that into a movie, a documentary, or?
I haven't listened to it since.
Really?
You better not delete that. You better not delete that. He deleted it. I bet you he deleted it.
It's deep. We laughed, we cried, screamed, everything. It was for real. I was like, whoa. And that's when I knew he trusted me with his life.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying?
Literally.
Yes, for sure.
Is this the vision that X had for the project, you think?
Yeah.
Okay.
He was in the studio every day with it.
Mm-hmm.
And X is very
Wow, that's big. Autobiography.
You know what I'm saying? And even if
told by himself, that's priceless.
You know what I'm saying, we should think about this. What do you think about that? I'm gonna let you do what you want to do, but what do you think about that? And if he says that, I'm gonna immediately just change it. Like even like when he came in the studio, tired some days, I'm like, yo, go home. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't even.
Yeah, right. Work too hard, man. Treat him
because
you know what I'm saying. This nigga giving you his blood, literally his blood, sweat, and tears.
It shouldn't be work when you working in the studio. It should be fun,
right?
And I know, like, yo, I'm gonna force him to do this verse that we're gonna end up have to do later. His energy is gonna be off. You know what I'm saying? Like that's not why we in the studio.
Mm-hmm.
Go home, get your rest, and the next day he come and charged up, and he does triple the work because he was able to have his space. Sometimes we gotta respect other people's space.
Man, you gotta be a good people manager.
For one of your albums a few years ago that you never released, it wasn't Nas, J, X, and
Bath
Salt. That's the record.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Bath Salt.
They just updated their verses, or
that's the one that Swizz demolished Just Blaze on. And this is another question too. Let me know in the comments. Do you feel that it should be Swizz and Just Blaze for the verse, or do you think it's Swizz and Timbaland, or? You know what I'm saying? Like, I know Just not hurting for money. Just about, if you don't know, if you check their net worth, Just Blaze about worth 10 million. This dude Swizz is worth like 50 million. Like, it's a whole big different ball game with Swizz. And I don't know. I just feel like Swizz put himself in a bigger category than Just Blaze, and he showed that he has more charisma as a DJ. But you know what I'm saying? I mean, if you, depending on what sounds you actually like when it comes to producing, Just might be a better producer, like more arrangements, more sounds. Swizz, I mean, has had some early criticism until he just flooded the market with his sound. And if he hadn't flooded the market with that sound, would he have been a big ass producer as Just Blaze? Just Blaze would have always been there. Like, you know what I'm saying? Just Blaze started working with Jay-Z, not the other way around. Jay-Z started working with Swizz Beatz. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. That's just me, but I don't know.
Nas did.
Okay.
Yeah, Nas did. X liked his verse. Hov liked his verse. Nas changed his verse because he used it on one of his albums. So he just changed like some of the lines on it.
He kind of shaded Nas right there. Like, of course, we all know Nas, legendary lyricist from Queens. It was always Queens, but I mean, a lot to be said when you do a song. You don't change your verse. Like, I mean, pretty much know what this is. This is the first time they all on Jay-Z and Nas on a record since the Shaquille O'Neal. You know what I'm saying? You can't stop the rain. Can't stop the rain record. You know what I'm saying? And so of course Nas like, yo, I need to change my record to go as hard as Hov. But you know what? Honest feedback. Of course, I'm a big Hov fan. Of course, I said on the first and second part, no Jay-Z slander will be tolerated. But listen, J verse, listen to the Bath Salt song. J verse was not as solid as it could have been. DMX bodied that. Nas verse was okay. Jay-Z verse was not the normal Jay-Z that we know. I mean, and look, I'm biased because some people might like it. You know, some people might not. Whatever, but like it's still though to me them being on record is enough. I don't need to get you know what I mean. It doesn't matter what they say. Technically, it's big, it's big, it's big. But now the question is, could it be as big now as it could have been in a prime? Like I don't we'll have to see.
But to see them three on the record was just
Yeah,
like,
that's
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was
amazing.
saying.
that's like crazy.
That's beyond crazy. That's
Must have
legendary.
been hard to keep all this a secret for so long too.
Look at
I
Angela.
mean, you know, I just kind of forgot about the record a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just because for me, like I didn't want
That's
to
a
just put
lie.
something out.
He was saving it for Just Blaze.
Because it would have been gone already. You know what I'm saying? Like something told me to like hold on to it and just wait for the right time. And then his album was the right time because, you know, this man is accepting features for the first time in ever. And I realized that the reason why he didn't have features is because he didn't want people to have a chance to tell him no.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying?
Humble,
He didn't
humble
want to
pie.
ask anyone for anything. And so once he figured out that I'll do the asking for him, he was cool. And so I would bring, you know, the ideas to the table and he'd say yes or no. Like, what do you think about this person on this? What do you think about that person?
So Swizz basically doing what his
Some
uncle
wild
D&Y did
name
with
on you. You know,
DMX.
he'll go
Manage
see
every
some
part
wild
of it.
name with, what about such and such? I'm like, come on, bro. This is not the album for that, man. Your
Like
man,
who's one wild name you would say?
just somebody in Harlem.
He should have had drag on that.
That he know. You know what I'm
Somebody in
saying?
Harlem that he know.
You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, we need, you know what I'm saying, little, you know what I'm saying, little Tech on that joint, little Tech 9. I'm like, what? Nah, Tech 9 gonna have to sit down for this one. Like, this not the album, fellas. For the mixtape. But X was so
Put Tech on there.
genuine that he's thinking about a person that could really use that opportunity.
Mm.
You see what I'm saying? Like he's thinking like that. I'm thinking, let's go big. He's thinking, let's help some people while we're going big.
God body.
You understand? And
Then that shows you says a lot about his character.
That was a tricky negotiation with him, was letting him know that this is his time, although he got love for everybody else. Let's do it for you this time.
Right.
And get you to the level where you deserve to be at. And then we could open up the doors for all those other artists.
I'm shocked Face ain't get on the album. I would have loved to hear.
That's what he
her
just
Face
kinda
on
said,
Hold Me Down the
Scarface.
Skyscraper.
Nah, Face was supposed to be on Walking
in the Rain. Yeah,
But Scarface ain't too healthy if I don't
but
remember. He not.
He was going through.
He
I think
not.
he was going through some medical.
He not healthy.
situation,
Yeah, he not healthy.
And he tried. You know, shout out to Face. He definitely tried.
He's skinny. Yeah, he not
Definitely
looking
was
good.
responsive. Definitely was respectful. But we didn't feel like this was X's last record, although X was telling me this is his last record. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, he was telling you that?
He was telling me that. He was like, yo, this is my last record, dog. I'm telling you, this is my last record. But I'm thinking he's being lazy.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I'm like,
he was talking about
in
that
the
day,
beginning of the
Swizz.
project, he was just telling
He
me
said, "My
all the
last
time,
record
like,
tonight, Swizz. You had me in here
tired.
since
Like, I'm
12."
You know, I want to
Talking
do
about
it.
he sent him
I wanna
home
do it
after
big.
8.
I'm
He was
tired.
lying, man.
Let's go.
Yo,
But by the
Swizz
time
keep
we
him in there
started
till
getting towards
3
the
a.m.
end of
He
the album,
lying.
like, his energy was changing.
These are
And then
jokes.
he was
I'm
like,
just
yo, I
joking.
found my love back for the music again. That's great. And so the energy was changing. So I was like, oh, okay, we're gonna keep it going. You know, at the beginning of the album, he was definitely saying that this was his last album. You know what I'm saying?
I was reconnecting with Def Jam, doing that almost seemed like a whole full circle.
Yeah, I mean, Def Jam was the only label that was signed, dog. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
Now or back then? Both.
Now.
Okay, you already
Wow.
know because Leo Cole and all them dudes.
So every label you went to, they all said
They
no.
not even there.
Too much of a liability.
Too much of a liability. Yeah,
You know
no
what I'm
artist
saying? Too much
development
of a liability.
because you
And
got to
I was
handle
telling him, I
that,
said, you
handle
know,
him day and night.
I'm gonna be there with him. This is not like you have an ex and some wild.
Yeah, he said he
friends
basically
that's handling the
he
project.
basically
Like, I
saying you
think
gonna
he
pay
deserves
me. You
this
gonna
shot.
pay me to handle X for y'all. That's why. And it was such a high fee because you gotta literally do everything for this dude. He can't make his own food. You take care of him, his whole family, like everybody. It's a huge liability. And I guess at the time there wasn't enough momentum, so they wasn't gonna see the direct return. So in essence, Swizz had to build the momentum for him through the verse. He had to build a platform first, then bring X in, then get him the deal. And then, but you know what I'm saying, like as fate would have it, he didn't survive that long. But you know, shout out to Swizz for working as hard as he did on everything for DMX because it says a lot. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, it looks like there's a lot of good things to look forward to in the future. DMX album, you know, well, more DMX records that haven't been released until they find how to release them. He said he's got the whole life story of DMX told by DMX, which is about to be big. He said they possibly could work into a movie, and that's why I want to know who next. Who do y'all want to see play DMX in a life story movie? And then he just said just countless curated footage of making the final album that he's gonna have for DMX, which is gonna be huge and big. And so it's just, I mean, he basically turned DMX, of course, to Mount Rushmore hip hop, which he was always. So you got Biggie, Jay Z, Nas, DMX, definitely, and a couple more people gonna get a spot on there as well. But man, these are the heavyweights, the Titans. DMX was a Titan. So I'm gonna finish up this last part on my last series of this, but I appreciate y'all. Like I said, I'm trying to keep these clips short, and I appreciate y'all for tuning in this long. I am Awesome Nobody. This is a reaction video from Swizz Beats on the Breakfast Club on the Awesome Nobody podcast. Remember to like and subscribe. Appreciate everything. Till next video, awesome.